Yes, sir. What?
Welcome you to Porch Talk. This is your host, Alan, and this is a Zoom call. We're heading out to the West Coast. I got Bren Holmes.
Freezing
Uh,
it.
oh, the West Coast?
The blistering 72 today. Yeah, we don't.
Oh man, rub it in, man.
It
Like
was
we
getting
just
hard,
had
man. It was bad.
we just had an ice storm, and man, I don't know if you've ever traveled this way, but man,
Oh yeah,
if the weather is threatening that freezing threshold,
yeah,
we're gonna lose our minds, and that's what we did.
yeah. You're probably not used to weather like that, really, right? Now and
No,
again.
man. It's just it's typically boiling hot and we
Yeah.
usually have about 2 weeks of fall. Winter I'll hang around for about a month and then it's right back hot again typically.
Yeah, I know. I've toured all around this country in all kinds of weather, all times. Been negative 35 in Alaska on tour, so
Woo.
done it all.
Well, man,
Yeah,
let's get into it. Bren Holmes, ex-Dubliner. Dude, I was really taken back by the new project. I wanted to talk to you about your roots and
yeah,
the style of music you were making, but I would
did
like to start with this new project because
sure.
just going back on your previous work to this
Okay,
work,
you heard that one? You've heard the original one?
dude, I am an indie head and I really enjoyed the sound, man.
Ah, thank you so much. I
Yeah,
appreciate
man.
it. Yeah.
So tell me, let's start with this new album. It's your second
It's my
solo
second one.
album.
Working on the
And
third
so
one.
that's what's up, man. So I mean, tell me a little bit about the process, man. Like what made you want to break off into a new genre?
It's like I'll have to go back to the first album to describe that a little bit because I grown up in Ireland. I'm from Dublin, Ireland, as you can probably tell by my accent. Uh, Listened like to top 40 and like American rock and what was coming out of England and stuff. So I never really played Irish music. It was always there and I respected it, but never once had a desire to play it. I wanted to, oh, that's my alarm going off. Oh, great. I never had a desire to play it. It's only when I came to the States that we tried to get a rock band, pop band together with my lead singer guy, and we just couldn't do it. And then he met up with another Irish guy who played Irish ballads and songs in Irish pubs, and then he branched off of him, and then they got me to join. And then before I knew it, I'm playing Irish music, and I did that for like 28 years.
Yeah.
So the first album is kind of a transition away from it, but still like Americana and Irish, touches in there, paint strokes in there. And then the newer one, I said, this is not this is what I'm writing, I'm getting away from the Irish stuff from a little bit. Now, that's not to say that I won't go back to it ever. I won't revisit it. But I just felt this is what I've always liked. I like pop and rock stuff. So
Yeah.
that's why I kind of went. I didn't deliberately wake up and go, I'm gonna write this, It just I don't know if you're a musician yourself. I
Ah,
think you are.
yeah.
So you don't, yeah, you don't. It's just whatever comes out of you.
Yeah, it's just it's kind of like a season of life, you know. It's just like it's a new spice and one day you wake up and it's, I
You know
typically play
what?
a lot of acoustic guitar, but
Could be a
hell,
speed, yeah. Could be,
one day I'll wake up and I just, man, I want to crank up the electric.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's you never know what's going to come out of the
Yeah.
tubes.
My next album could be a speed metal album. I mean,
Well,
I
dude,
doubt
like
it. I did my
just
I did my metal days, but yeah, you
just
never know.
just to give the listeners an idea of like this transition is like, and not too technical, but if you could just describe like Irish pub music, or maybe it would be best to like maybe think of a film where you may have heard some, like just kind of give people an idea of that sound.
Yeah, Irish traditional sound. Yeah, it was like pop rock. Like we mixed with my old band, the Young Dubliners. It was like a mixture of Irish music and rock music. So that a little bit. Probably the only example would be Thin Lizzy.
Okay.
You're familiar with the band? They do it like they have a famous song they do, Whiskey in the Jar. So it's like that's a good example of a song that what the stuff that we used to do.
And
And
then
the new, yeah,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
and the new stuff is like, yeah, like I said, it's got away from that. It's more pop. I know you tell me what it sounds like to you. I'm always curious with the outsider things.
Well, dude, that the first single that was sent over to me by Nikki from Raby, it was let me pull it up the name. I don't want to get it wrong.
Ordinary World.
Um, That's exactly right. Ordinary World.
Sebastian
And
Ingrosso, yeah.
man, it was a breath of fresh air, like in my opinion, like the indie scene it's fairly vibrant and there's a lot of different tones, but
Yeah.
you had a lot of tones that I hadn't heard yet, and so I really appreciated that.
Oh, cool.
And also like with
Thank
that
you.
particular with that particular track, you took your
Hmm.
time, let everything build up, and everything just kind of,
Yeah.
which the recording process is like,
Oh, yeah.
but
That took a while.
I felt like you let it breathe, man.
Took a while. I have to give credit to my co-producer Brian Dobbs on that one. He had a vision for it. I had like I wanted to sound like the National, the band The National. I kind of wanted to go with
Absolutely.
that vibe. So and he went, okay, we'll try and go with that. So he worked on a lot of the sound of that. I had my ideas, and obviously the combination of the two of us, we came up with what the finished product is. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So like just to back it up, tell me about
Hmm.
like early days, early influences, man. What got you into music? What made you was it a guitar first or what
Bass.
really it was bass?
I was a
Wow.
bass player. I was a bass player in the Young Devils for years. Yeah,
Okay.
I've always been a bass player. The four strings.
Oh,
It's only in
great,
the
dude.
last 5 years I've elevated to the five, to six strings. Yeah,
Oh, well, I mean, like,
I get a lot of crap about
tell me
that.
about the early days, man. Like, what made you want to slap at the bass?
Schleppity BS man, it was actually listening to God, early punk. I grown up in the punk scene back home, but Joe Jackson. I'm sure you're familiar with Joe Jackson.
Hmm.
His first album, Look Sharp was the name of the album. The bass player on that. That's the bass playing, amazing bass player, and I can't think of his name offhand. Terrible, but this the way it was put in the mix was very dominant in the mix and stood out. And like, oh my God, what's this? And that's like, I want to do that. I want to play that instrument.
That was one thing, man. Like, I always started out on a guitar and I worked my way over to a bass, and I would play in a blues band for a while. And
Yeah,
dude, I really enjoyed it because, like if with the blues style, like with bass, you just hit the root note and then you're free to go wherever you want to go as long as you
yeah,
get back to the root.
exactly. Well, and you're probably in the same thing yourself. A lot of everybody wanted to play guitar or drums. There wasn't enough bass, so I was like, all right, I'll play bass.
That's
But
always
I
the
didn't
case.
have, yeah.
And then you start playing bass and you realize there's a lot of freedom over here,
Hmm.
like
And
it's good to be the bottom.
it definitely was a huge transition from being a bass player doing backing vocals in a band. Had it easy, had a crew, had it easy. Now the transition to playing guitar, singing, it's my words, my voice, and everyone's looking at me. Whereas before, the center of attention. So that was a huge, just getting used to it after 5 years.
I
Honest to
got
God.
you.
Yeah.
So just back to your influences, man. Like what would make you want to pick up a bass guitar?
Yeah. So Joe Jackson was one of the main ones. His bass player.
Would
We'll
it
have
be
to.
like your dad sharing music with you, or is it like
No, nobody in the
classmates?
family music. Nobody. It was the only one of five children, the middle child.
Okay.
Nobody in the family wasn't really encouraged to play music, because at the time growing up, you get a job, the economy was really, really bad, almost like a third world country, Ireland was in Western Europe. That's no joke. It was really bad there. So, it's like do your studies, get a job, don't be playing guitar,
Yeah.
trying to look out for you, a parent trying to be, but I rebelled against that.
Well, yeah, dude, it seems like it worked out. It got you out to the States and lucky
Yeah,
enough to kind of tour around and
absolutely.
been
Yeah.
making music.
Yeah, but early influences, I mean, they and not even with bass playing, just with bands like from like I said, Thin Lizzy's, Simple Minds. Are you familiar with them? Like
Hmm.
Leonard Skinner were a huge one. Eric Clapton, Cream. God, there was so many bands. Obviously, all the big ones. Beatles hardly at all. And people say, "Oh, some of your songs sound Beatles." It's so weird because I haven't owned one Beatles record ever, but it's just omnipresent. I think it's just there, and you unconsciously probably steal from the Beatles and
Well,
everybody.
brother, and I'll tell you this, I'm a Ringo, like I like Ringo a lot. And like
Well,
in the
it's
production for Ordinary World, it's like, man, I could kind of see some glimmers of where people would kind of say, like I kind of hear a Beatle influence. Because
okay.
I mean, like just with the production of the song. I mean, I
Mhm.
live it may be a little bit different, but like
Yeah.
it was definitely ear catching. It was like I
Yeah.
don't typically hear stuff like this.
People said it sounded a little bit Tom Petty-ish. But when I'm playing it like more broken down because there's a lot
Mhm.
going on in that song, as you know. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
the drums are technical.
Dude, it was like really here for me. Of course, like Southern rock with like Leonard Skinner and all that. But
Oh
man,
yeah,
I was always heavily influenced by like British rock. I love the
yeah,
Clash.
yeah. All
Uh,
those, of course, the bands,
and
the
then
Six Pistols.
yeah, and then I've recently I fell off into a like a shoegaze, so like Spaceman 3 and
Okay,
uh
yeah, shoegazing.
yeah, and
Very pure.
drone music, Cure, yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah,
So it's all over the smorgasbord.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so like just working out the bass, growing up, coming out of high school, rebelling, refusing to get a job. Like, how did uh, how'd you get out of Ireland, man?
Well, the lead singer of who's now is the current singer of the Dubliners is his sister lived here. So he said, "Well, I want to go to States. I got my degree. I want to go to States and work over there. I want to be a journalist. But you should come over. We should get a band there together. Just give me 6 months, and follow me over." So that's what happened. But yeah, so I came 6 months after he got situated, and got settled, got the green light to come out. So it was like we tried to get bands together, but people are very just totally different scene. We're fish out of water in LA, two Irish guys, not used to the music scene at all. So it didn't work out for trying to get a rock band together. Like I said, and then he split off, and I joined a three-piece band. So and
I
now
got you.
like 2 years later, basically we came full circle again, joined up again, and ended up playing Irish music.
So tell me a little bit about like just as far as like the production. I know this is self-recorded, and you mentioned your co-producer earlier. Like when you wanted to step off and like begin producing and creating your own music, like would you be doing this at home? Was it like, a lot of people kind of go
Yeah.
back to like 2020 to like the COVID era. It was like, well, I'm stuck inside and like I got to get this out of me. Like, do you remember kind of the time period?
And the production wise, you mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, the time period, yeah. I mean, yeah, I was just writing away. I'm always writing, man. Like yourself, you're always thinking creative. So I'm like, yeah, it's time for the next album. During COVID, it helped a little bit. Yeah, I had a lot of time to write, polish things off. And then what I'd do is I'd make a demo just like on GarageBand.
Mm-hmm.
I do my demos on GarageBand and then bring them over to my co-producer, and then he'll go, "No, that sucks. That sucks." I wouldn't say that, but yeah, yeah, let's work on these ones. And then basically we did it at his studio. We did drums in a bigger studio, the drummer's studio, and then all the overdubs at my co-producer's place. And then toward the end, I ended up doing a bunch of all my backing vocals, did all my own, most, yeah, except for one song. Actually two songs, but I did all my own backing vocals at home with my own little studio and GarageBand. Then I just, fly over the
Mm-hmm.
files to him and he put them in together, mix them in, just to speed up the process.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a little bit at home. I hope to do more on the next album, even more, have it prepared so it goes quicker and smoother in the studio.
Man, that's awesome. I like that. I've got a lot of friends in the area, and they do the home studios. And fortunate, like the kids are kind of getting old enough now to where they can kind of start hitting the road and touring a little bit. But I mean,
Yeah.
even just hitting the local scene. I remember the last time I caught one of them. Like I was 3 hour show, and he's about an hour and a half in. And he takes a break, and I was like, dude. Uh, I have all your records. And I was like, I've never heard of any of these. He was like, oh, you'll start hearing these. One of them is from the upcoming record, and then the next one's for the record after that. And I was like, you're not even playing the record you're touring? He was like, dude,
Shit.
I'm tired of it. I've done moved on. And I was like,
Wow.
man, just a
I wish I
creative.
had that problem. Wish I had that problem.
I'm telling you, he is just an absolute monster.
Brilliant.
And
Wow. Prolific
he's
songwriter, huh?
yeah, prolific and like, he's just got just
Talented.
I would say over 100 songs, like he's probably
No
over the
idea.
span of like 16 records and self-produced and did everything at the
Yeah.
house and kind of, like you said, maybe for drums going to a bigger studio
Yeah.
to get it because that is the hardest thing to record and get right, you
Yeah,
know.
you have to do it, you know, like a studio. The drummer, my drummer, he owns his own studio, so like, so he said, "Yeah, let's do it there." So it made it very, very easy for sure. But like, yeah, I'm kind of lazy about it. Do you know what I mean? There's so many people doing it now. Like my bass player is working on my acoustic. I'm gonna do an acoustic album. I'm almost finished of this. I did it on the last album too. So every time I do an album, I try to do an acoustic version of it.
That's
You know,
great.
it's just the sound different. Some people like acoustic, and that's another selling, it's another thing to sell, physical thing to sell that people want.
And
So
so, I
I,
mean, I think that helps diversify the live shows too, as well. You
yeah,
know, it's like whether
yeah,
it's like a club or I mean, even like a cafe
yeah.
style gig.
That's exactly. It's basically me and a vocal and piano. I'm doing a few little overdubs, and that's it. Whereas the first one, I kind of did it more to bring. I used the same tracks and mixed in some stuff, you know.
Brent, what do you think like was the biggest monster? And I know like, you know, previous bands and recordings, but like when you took off to do this solo, what was the biggest hurdle for you, if there was one? I mean, you know, we're talking garage band and getting everything right and
I
co-producing,
think
but like what was the biggest hurdle for you?
mentally, like I would think my voice, listening to my voice singing, getting the courage up to be to singing right, because I was never really encouraged to sing. I never thought I had an okay voice and stuff like that. So definitely to getting experience and confidence singing, it was a huge one. Hearing my voice back, it took a few years, you know, before the LSD kicked in. I don't mean the drug LSD. You know LSD, right? Lead singer. I said,
Yeah.
how will that, I feel better now. I'm like, how's that? Somebody's asked me. Well, every time I go by a mirror now, I'll stop for an extra few seconds. I go. So the LSD is kicking in. But still, I know I've improved, and there's still more for improvement. And my guitar playing, that's the other thing, because I was a bass player. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's confidence in playing. I'm playing live too. Really, really hard. Hardest thing to do in my life. But it's just like it's a challenge. You got to get over that wall and do it. Meet it head on. That's the only way to do it.
What
To
are
impress.
just with like with the solo out and like going out, I know it probably depends on the show, but do you got a backing band with you? Are you going in the solo or does it kind of depend?
It's funny you mentioned that's another hard thing is trying to find an agent. So anybody out there looking for an agent, I'm used to having an agent before, but yeah, I would go out. I've done solo. I do 3 45 minutes on my own. And I do duet with my own guitar player from the Young Dubliners. He plays with me sometimes. And then I have a four-piece band too.
Okay.
So yeah, I can
So
do
like
either one.
as far as playing out and play, is it mainly like LA or do you like
Yeah.
I know you
Yeah.
mentioned needing an agent, but do you able to break out?
No, not much. I'm still waiting. I'm talking to various people around the country trying to get stuff together. But they're mainly fans, old fans that are trying to help out. I don't have the agent yet. I have somebody I'm working with out of Oregon. I hope that comes to fruition. Hope she's gonna help me when she gets more time. I played up in Washington State a few times. That went good. But no, let me see. I played in right, Baltimore once, one-off gigs.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
dude,
dying to get out there. Dying to get out there.
I have a venue that I booked for in Columbus, Mississippi, and then I recently bought a liquor store in Alabama. And
Well,
so
let's
the
do it.
but what I was going to tell you is so the blue laws in the state or the county that I'm in, I can't sell you alcohol on Sunday.
Yeah,
And so I had the place for about 2 or 3 weeks, and I was talking over with a friend, and I was like, I brought a guitar down to the store. It's just a brick building with just carpet floor, right? There's nothing special about the place, and
right.
there's a lot of glass on the shelves. And I was like, dude, I brought my guitar down there. That's a good room. And he's like, so where's your mind going? I said, we're about to do a store at a liquor store, or we're having a show at a liquor store. And
Brilliant.
and he said, I don't think anything like that in the country exists. And I was like, that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, and he was like, let's go for it. So we call it closed on Sundays. And so
Brilliant.
we bring in songwriters, bands from all over and be like, and the rule for the crowd is, like these guys are touring, they're trying to make ends meet. I've already paid them, but like, please bring cash or Venmo, PayPal, and
Yeah.
buy something. Get a shirt, get a CD, just support them because I mean, when they're out the door, they're headed either back to Birmingham or Atlanta, Georgia, or they're heading into deep Mississippi. Like this is just a pit stop.
Sign me up, Alan. I'll come down for 2 nights. I wish it was worth my while to come down and do it.
I'm telling you, like, and that is something
We
that
can
we
talk
we had.
off camera about that if you want.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, we can.
Yeah,
But like to finish that spiel is like, man,
yeah.
that is one thing, especially since like with Raby and working with a lot of musicians out on the West Coast or even up in the Northeast part of the country. Like
Mhm.
I do a music festival in April as well, and like we have all these events and things that we put on in the
Yeah.
area, and like my problem always is very simple. Is like I can get you out here, I can pay you, but it is not going to be worth you're going to have to tour out here and you're going to need to tour back.
That's
I
normally
you
what
know,
happens. Yeah, in the
and I
perfect
was
world.
like,
Yeah.
and
The
I
reality.
can help you. I can help you when you get in this area, but I was like, as soon as you get outside of Alabama or Mississippi, I don't have any connections, you know.
When's your festival? Is it already booked for April?
Dude, like I've got a couple of spots.
We'll talk off camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh and this is called Porch Talk, so the festival is called Porch Fest.
Oh yeah, that's it. Well, they have a thing here. They just started here in LA. They call it Porch Fest. They did it for the second year.
They are all over the country now, and I love it. I like I'll get on
Just
like
people,
YouTube
yeah,
and
people,
yeah,
yeah. They
and a lot
volunteer
of them are like
and stuff. It's so cool.
we do it at my buddy's venue in downtown Columbus, Mississippi. But I love seeing those porch fests. I mean, they're literally just in neighborhoods on
Yeah.
people's porches, and I was like,
Beehive.
yeah, they're doing it better than I am. But I was like, we're this is cool what we have.
It's only starting. Yeah, I think it'll get bigger and bigger. Yeah,
I
but
hope it does, dude. Like
I
just
can.
overall, like a resurgence when it comes to the DIY indie scene, and that's kind of the space you're stepping off into.
Yeah,
I think it heavily relies on house shows and DIY things. Like it's a little more unnatural than trying to play the bars and the clubs or even the coffee shops. It's like it may be
that's what I'm doing.
like I have a friend up in Tupelo, Mississippi, and once a year like he'll call me and he said I got so and so coming to play at my house. And you know, it'll be like he's one of my favorite guitar players. He's one of my favorite
Yeah. A
songwriters.
decent name. Yeah,
And you know, and the guy has never played in this area, period. And like I drive up to Tupelo and there he is at my buddy's house and he'll play for 45 minutes and
yeah,
you know, we'll sit around and eat and
yeah.
just talk and then
That's
we move on about our day. And I was like, this is what it's about. You know,
yeah.
this is how we make DIY
Grassroots,
art
man.
work. Yeah.
I love it. And that's funny. There was one place we never played with my band. I think it's probably one of the few states we never played was Mississippi, as far as I know. We played like probably every other state. There's a couple of places in the South that we never played. So I would love to get down there. So, but
Well,
I don't know.
do that, and I'll tell you, like, and it kind of works both ways. What I found is I'm from Alabama. I currently reside in Mississippi, and like I
Yeah.
play a lot around Mississippi, not so much in the past year. And then I played quite a bit in Alabama as well. And like I can get into either place just because like I'm from Alabama, but I've also established myself in Mississippi. But like
Nice.
Mississippi artists will tell you it's hard for them to break out of Mississippi. And then Alabama artists will tell you it's hard for us to get into Mississippi. It's and so I was like,
I would,
we got to network. We got to fix this.
yes. I would think it would be similar styles of music, no? You one would
It
think.
is. It
Yeah,
is. But and I'll tell you something like else crazy is like you know what the most popular genre of music in the state of Mississippi is?
hip hop.
Okay, so I figure you might would say like blues or country because you know Mississippi, birthplace
Absolutely.
of you know
Absolutely. I know, but
it's metal.
metal. Okay. That was going to be my second one.
I was like, we recently did like it was a 1 day metal fest at my
Yeah.
friend's venue I was telling you about.
Yeah.
And like he called me and he's like, "What are you thinking?" I said, "I think you're going to be real surprised about how well attended this thing is."
Sure.
And the place was packed.
Packed, yeah. Kids.
And I walked
All ages.
up and you know, yeah, all ages and the event is going and he was like, "How'd you know it was going to be like this?" I told him it's the most popular genre of music in the state. I was like, and nobody in this area does a metal show. So when you said there was going to be a metal show,
Yeah.
the heads are coming out, they're all going to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. Coming out of the basement.
Yeah.
Finally
They,
come out. Yeah,
yeah,
finally.
they finally got a show.
Yeah, well, that
Yeah.
was like growing up in Ireland, this kind of thing. When no, like I loved Rush. That was a huge influence by it. Geddy
Uh,
Lee from
yeah.
bass and Rush, huge influence on me.
Hell yeah.
And they never played Ireland. There's so many of the bands they never, but it's just too small. It wasn't worth for them to go over. So Irish people would have to go over to London or Manchester, Liverpool to see a show or something like that. Yeah. So that's cool. That was good to
Yeah.
hear. Live music.
Yeah. Like coming out of COVID and even after that, I felt like
Oh,
the entire scene of things completely changed. And
it did.
whether it was Ticketmaster, whether it was just you or I, just trying to go to a venue to go see whomever, now the price of the ticket has gone up 5 times or even more. And then even somebody on the musician side of things who is just trying to get back into the grind and get to playing again, it feels like there is just so many barriers between them.
COVID did not help me at all. I think, it's like really just they keep things just putting up in front of me. Like I just want some days is one like, why am I even bothering? Why? But you somehow get back up on the horse and like, okay, I gotta try do this. I gotta do this. Let's give it a good attempt, give it a good year or
Yeah,
two. Let's
give
see.
it the old college try.
Yeah, the colors,
And
yeah.
but yeah, dude, I mean it's admirable, like coming out
Thank
of the
you.
band, you got your first solo album already out. The second one is getting ready to drop on February 6th. You say you
Yeah.
already working on the third one.
Oh, I just
So
started. Yeah, I started. I gotta work
so
on it. Gotta concentrate on
uh
this one first. You're a
yeah,
musician,
so
right? Okay, that's old
yeah,
news. Let's get into another one.
yeah, exactly. It's like
Right?
I'm tired of that.
Your new favorite kids. Your new favorite kids. They're all your
Yeah.
babies.
Uh-huh. But like just kind of going back to you and your story is so
Mhm.
like take me back to the production of it. Like we're talking you start out with the idea on GarageBand, you send it over, you say drums comes first. Are you kind of meticulous? Does bass have to come next, or are you just trying to serve the song? Like what comes
Yes.
next?
Yeah. Well, I put down an acoustic. I'll do my acoustic scratch for the drummer, and then yeah, we'll get the drums in. My bass. So being a bass player, so I played. I didn't play actually. I let other bass players play on this album actually. But yeah, bass always comes next. Bass, and then redo the acoustics. We do the acoustic, then all the overdubs, vocals last. We usually do vocals, and then very last, backing vocals, and that kind of in that order. So you're building a foundation of a house.
Yeah.
The usual. I think that's standard, right? I know some people probably throw it around.
No, I mean, that's completely standard. Is like, I mean, you said it perfect. Like, it's the foundation of a house. Get the drum down, get the bass down,
Solid
bring
foundation of the
bring the
drums and bass.
guitars and the keys, and then all the auxiliary if there's going to be any synths or anything
Yeah,
else. And
string
then
and
yeah,
live strings. Yeah, live. I used some live string parts I wrote. You probably heard them.
yeah.
Need
Uh,
time.
well, I wanted to ask you like just a
Yeah.
little bit outside of music is like we're creative here and music is a way that we can kind of express our ideas and kind of get that itch scratched. But outside of that, do you have any other creative outlets or like what do you like to do to just kind of
I
relax or unwind?
Relax. I can't relax. Too hyper. No, I am actually I do photography. I'm
Oh, really?
I say professional photographer. Yeah, I do
Very cool.
photography. I have when I'm in town, I do actors' headshots, and then I've done some commercials, and then I sell a lot of my pictures. I have a website. Been I've been exhibited in a bunch of galleries throughout the years. So that's my side project actually when I'm doing that. So when I was on tour, I'd have my camera with me and like, you'd have a day or two off in some cities. So just hit the streets and just snapping away. So get to travel to all these countries. So I took full advantage of that. And then I was bringing back, working them, and then sell them to fans and stuff. So that's
Very
how
cool.
one of the many plates I'm spinning to stay alive,
I
stay alive.
I have a friend. He lives down the street from me, and he's a traveler. So whenever he can get away, whatever it's a weekend getaway or whatever it is, he's a
Mhm.
photographer. And like his thing is let's just say he'll go to Dallas, Texas,
Yeah.
but like he is gonna, and I don't know where and they probably are just there and they are just existing, but like he finds the most interesting people and he'll
Oh,
just
you,
he'll do a
profiles,
profile.
or you just yeah. Carry,
And then, you know, and then down below on his Instagram, you know, you'll just kind of read the description about like who this person is and like what they're about. And it's like, man, you're kind of like capturing like the hearts of the city, it feels like. It's such a
yeah.
cool project.
Yeah. I know. I love doing all that. I see. I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if you have a physical copy of my first album or not.
I don't
The,
have a physical copy.
the picture of it, the sheep's on the cover. I don't know if you saw it. I took that picture. Here it is. I'll pull it up for you.
Okay.
I'll pull it up for real fast. There it is. This came up. But that's it there. Let me show you the camera. It's going to overexpose. There we go.
Oh yeah, that works. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that's a real picture. That's the front cover of my first album.
That's fun, man. That's great.
So yeah, that's one of the things I do. And then I like hiking a lot. Do a lot of hiking, and I have a little house up in the mountains, up at 6,000 feet, an hour and a half
Mhm.
outside of LA, where we get tons of snow. Believe it or not, no move. What? Hour and a half. You could be surfing at the beach, and then like 2 hours later, you could be on the slopes skiing. It's different skiing.
The
I'm up there
I
a lot
get,
hiking and stuff.
and it would be West Coast, it would be Pacific, but like the only experience of a place I've ever had like that, I was down in Santiago, Chile.
Oh
And
wow.
like and the
Yeah.
city sits
Yeah.
down in a it sits down in a bowl.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
then to the west is like you can clearly see out of that bowl outside the smog is like there's a coastline, Viña del Mar.
Yeah.
But and that's like 45 minutes away. But just in our view are snow-capped mountains. You have the Andes. And I was
Yeah.
like,
The
what
Andes. Yeah.
this and we left the south in July, so it's summer. It's cooking.
Oh, I
You know,
bet.
you get down there
Humidity.
on that
Oh,
you
you're
get
used
you
to
get
it then.
down there. Yeah, you get down there on that part of the globe. It's wintertime. And I was like, I don't want to leave. Because
Funny,
I was
funny.
like, this winter, not that bad.
Yeah. So they have mild winters, yeah.
Yeah.
Sunshine
But
is really like here, I guess, right? It's like Southern California.
probably. Yeah, probably very similar to
But
that.
I
Well,
also take some flying. I like some flying lessons. So a little bit of that too on the side. I haven't got my license yet.
that's the next thing I want to do is man, I had a friend of mine. He was I think he was Navy, but he would end up like he was a helicopter pilot for
Okay.
Ronald Reagan
Oh,
back in the late 80s, early
yeah,
90s.
yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah,
it'd been late 80s.
yeah.
And he flew Reagan and
Oh,
he was
cool.
from a small town. He was a colonel and he ended up getting him a little four-seater like crop plane.
I like
And
the
and
Cessna.
and we became friends, man. And he would fly me around in that. Like, you know,
I got it.
you got to keep the miles up and you got to keep everything regular.
Yeah.
And man, I would go out with him once a month, and everybody's like, "Man, you're crazy, man. You're gonna go out like
All
sometime
planes,
in."
man. Buddy Holly.
Yeah. I was like, dude,
Skinner.
you
Come
gotta
on.
you. It's not that bad. You gotta try it.
Yeah, it's usually well, my friend who owns a plane, he's very, very disciplined and stuff. So two things that bring down small aircraft usually. It's fuel and weather, usually.
Oh, he showed me this.
Not looking at the weather maps.
We went on a bit of a longer flight, and like you may have experienced this, well, especially like with some of the fires and things, but
Yeah.
I never realized just like, you know, fire is an element and how powerful it is. It was a huge bonfire and we were probably, you know, we could see it from the ground. So I don't
Right.
know how we would be. Probably 1,500 feet or something. I don't know. But
Yeah.
he said, I'm going to get us a little closer to the
Uh-oh.
smoke. And he said, I want you to feel this. And dude, the closer we got to that smoke and to that fire, you could create it kind of creating its own weather and its atmosphere.
Yeah, you probably went
I
up,
mean,
did you? Woo!
yeah, yeah, and like
Remember this?
everything's kind of shaking and moving
Yeah.
around. I was like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
this is nuts!" And he was
Trippy
like,
shit.
"You get a little scared? Let me know. We'll get out." And I was like, "Yeah, man, drive through it, man. Let's go."
Oh, shit. No, thanks.
Oh, but well, dude, Brent, I didn't want to take up too much of your time. I would like
Oh,
to do
absolutely.
three three more questions with you, and we'll wrap this up, and then we'll talk
Awesome.
a little bit about Porch Fest and other things. But
Yeah.
First question, just for those out there listening, if they would like to support you, whether it be on the social media, maybe it's a website, what is the preferred way that they can listen to your music or kind of keep up with where you're playing or where you're going to be at?
Well, you can find me on all the streaming services under Bren Holmes. Now, a lot of people think they go, "Oh, Brent, not Brent, Bren, Bren." Brent,
Hmm.
there's a Brent Holmes, and he has children's Hawaiian songs, so you'll definitely know it's not me. Not kidding you. Well, people they searched on their phones. What's your name? They're like, "Is that you?" I'm like, no, it's Brent Holmes. So Brent Holmes music.com is my website, a little website to show where I'm playing. But Instagram is Bren Holmes Music, and Spotify Bren Holmes, Apple Music. You can find me on Amazon Music, YouTube, Pandora. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Facebook just under Bren Holmes,
Okay.
Bren, then Holmes.
And
That's
I will plug the website in the show description. Uh,
yeah, yeah.
we've talked a little bit about travels, and I know that you are well traveled. I got
Yeah.
a I got a double one for you.
Yeah.
Where is a place that you've been that you would like to get back to and spend more time? And where is somewhere you want to go but you hadn't been yet?
Mm. Dun, dun, dun. I've had Switzerland. We played at an Irish festival in Switzerland. I can't remember what. It's like in the middle of nowhere in Switzerland, this festival. And that was gorgeous. Definitely on that. I'd love to I'd love to get back there. Where I haven't played. I want to play Australia. I'd like to get down there, play a couple of shows. Yeah.
Good accent.
Uh, yeah, I'd like that. South America too. And the South. I mean, there's so many places I'd love to go, but Australia, I think would be. I think they'd like my music. They kind of like. There's a bit
Right
Irish,
on.
big Irish contingent down there, but as in the South, when you think of the roots of country music and stuff like that. That's why, yeah, I'd love to play down the South, and then yeah, South America and Japan. I mean, I got a list. I got a list. Yeah.
Yeah, man. This may open up the conversation a little bit, and that's perfectly fine. But one thing I realized that we didn't get into is
Mhm.
I wanted to talk to you about, and you it kind of dawned on me when you showed me the image of the sheep
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah,
album cover
yeah.
is with your new works album by album, and we mentioned how it's a kid and these songs are kids, and I mean it's so true. But for a body of work for that first album, like was it a message or was it just here are these songs and here they are, or like
For the
how
first
is
album,
how is like and how have you developed over the albums?
no, I mean, is there a message in the whole of the album?
Yeah, sure.
Not really. Some of them, well, it's called Everything You Never Wanted. So it was like some of these are songs that I played to my band. They didn't want them, so it was a kind of a little dig there. But I told them that before I left the band. Now it all makes sense to you, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, they were like, "Oh, well, screw you, then I'll keep them." So I'll put them on my album, and I had them for years, some of them. So no, there's no particular message. All I was trying to do, like I said, was make show the transition from the Irish stuff to the pop rock, and a bit of America kind of got thrown in there, because the songs lended themselves to that sound, I think. So yeah, no, there was no extreme message out of that.
Okay.
And the new one is mostly like I'm in a hurry to get out there because COVID screwed everything up. And a lot of people, including yourself, what we spoke about earlier, is it knocked 2 3 years, even probably longer for bands to get back on the road, for clubs to reopen. We lost so many venues, so it's a mess. So that's a rush to the start line. Like, let's go. I want
Uh,
to get out there.
yeah, I think you're on the right track as far as getting a body of work out there and having a vehicle that people can get into to kind of experience what they're going to get themselves into.
Mhm.
Just like what you're talking about. I had so many friends that were right before COVID, they were on the cusp of like breaking out. It
Ah,
was, like they had the right agent, they had the right PR, and they were getting those uh invites to play, like Austin City Limits and like
wow, ACL, huh?
it was about to start coming. They were getting on bills with like a John Prine and like things of that nature. And it's like, okay, like this Americana songwriting thing is beginning to work for me. COVID
Wow.
hits and it's like you just pull the rug out from under them, you know?
Yeah. And sure, there's a lot that couldn't come back, couldn't make it back, right? They had families or whatever. They could it
Yeah, and
wasn't
they and
couldn't
and they
put it
had
all
to
back
pivot
together.
and yeah, had to pivot and like slowly getting back into it. And like that's always something that's kind of hanging over them is like that that took like there's nothing anybody could do
Yeah,
differently, but that took possibly a different life from me, and we will never know,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Terrific.
so I mean it's just day at a time, and like most of them are putting one foot in front of the other, and
I kind of know.
it's a slower pace, but they're
It
finding their
seems
way.
that's on my own. It just seems so painfully slow, everything. People not getting back to you, trying to call clubs, club owners and stuff. It's painfully slow. They're busy. I get it, but like
Mhm.
when I've a lot of when you have a lot of time in your hands, like you're waiting by the phone. When you're busy, you don't realize. Oh yeah, I'll call them back. But when you're, I don't know if you've noticed that too. And when you're busy, you don't. Other people, oh, I'll call them back. Oh, I gotta text them back or something. But when you have a lot of time in your hands, that's all you're thinking about. Oh, they haven't texted me back. They haven't called me. Oh, they mustn't like me. And you're an insecure artist.
And on that end, dude, like being somebody that books shows is like, man,
Probably guilty.
I get the hesitancy of it. And I mean, just recently, is
Yeah.
like whether it's just a brand new band or a brand new songwriter or somebody that's been seasoned for years and maybe even been playing this area for years,
Mhm.
they're they're getting back with you. It's like, hey, I'm trying to get some dates. I want to play. And I was like,
Yeah.
brother, we are working this thing out,
Yeah.
okay? It's gonna be
That's
fun.
And that's the thing. I want to be persistent. I don't want to be overbearing and annoying to people. So
It's
I'm to space it
dude,
out. I'm sure
I
you get it
never
all the time.
I never really find it overbearing. I mean, because I always find myself on the other side of it and I
Okay.
kind of
Yeah,
put
yeah. You
themselves
you
on them
get
in
it.
their
You get it.
shoes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like
Absolutely.
on the other thing, the guy that was booking, and I am not, he's a friend of mine. I'm not knocking what he used to do, but like I've been doing the booking for almost 2 years, and I'm trying to get them used to me. Is Brent, I'm the type to where
Mhm.
I'll leave things open. Like he would book things 6 months or a quarter of the year out at a time.
Right. That's common. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't. Like
I don't.
I'm looking like right now I'm finishing up the last 2 weeks of February. March is wide open.
Right.
And so I'm looking and I'm seeing people that I might be interested in playing. And if they're coming to the area,
Yeah.
I'm gonna holler at them first. It's nothing against like our personal, like
Right.
our
That's
locals.
the
It's
thing. Yeah. I
like
was on.
we
Yeah.
we have an opportunity to have something and they're passing through. We can have a good show.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a musician. We tend to be sensitive. So, like,
Yeah.
especially, man, we're sensitive souls. We take it personally. And it's not. It's nothing impersonally. It happened with the other band too. Like, oh, they didn't ask us back to this festival. It's like, well, no, they're going to have other people. They'll probably ask us a year or two from now, which a lot of the times did happen. You did
Hmm.
get asked back. Well, we did great. The audience, they loved us and all that. It doesn't matter. There's
Yeah,
other
that's
people.
yeah, it that doesn't matter
It
typically. Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
Feeling me, you take it
Yeah.
personally. I
Absolutely. Well,
hope there's some
brother,
young musicians listening out there. Hopefully, we'll give them some tips, right?
yeah, I mean, and that's a big part of it. Like doing this is like asking about the recording process or even like asking about like crafting a song. It's like it's something for me personally to reflect on because I
I,
certainly don't have all the answers. And like
I know.
I'm trying to look out for the 15-year-old version of me that was trying to figure a song out, you know?
Yeah,
If I can save somebody some trouble, hey,
yeah,
let's talk about it.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's a good attitude. It's a good thing
Well,
to
right
spread.
on.
Spread the good news.
Yeah, man. Anything else
You,
that you would like to cover or discuss? Maybe that
no,
we
I
didn't
was
really
just
talk about
wondering,
songwriting
did
process.
oh no, I was just wondering, did you have any? I mean, I'm always asking, what did you have a good? I know you probably have so much music to listen to, and it takes time. Are there any particular songs that you liked? A couple of songs like, oh, that's good, or stood out to you? Was there
To
anything?
be honest with you, like where I am with that email is I listened to Ordinary World 20 times today at least.
Oh, gee,
And like I started the song out with that day or
yeah.
for today and like I would mix in like what I'm listening to and I would put that in there
Oh, I see
like
what you're saying.
just seeing if it was queue
Okay.
up with what I'm into. It
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
does.
yeah.
And like that's what I was gonna do after we get done and off the phone is I was with
Yeah.
your permission. is
Yes.
I was gonna pick my favorite song off the album and play it at the end of the audio version of the
Okay. Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah. 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 You have a bunch. It's very versatile. Yeah. There's no two tracks are the same. So that's
That yeah,
perfect.
that's yeah, I spent a lot of time with probably maybe too much time with Ordinary World. So like I've got a little fun ahead of me this evening.
It's not Americana as the first one. Yeah. But I mix them up live too. But yeah, that's cool. Good.
Yeah, man. But I'll definitely I'll give you some better feedback when I finish digging through it.
No problem at all, man.
But do you, and I don't know, like I've been doing the show for a little over 7 years, and
Oh,
like,
wow.
you know, I've been
Yeah.
fortunate enough to talk to a lot of musicians and just talk about the craft of songwriting. And oftentimes, man, I have found if I oversaturate myself with their music, it it doesn't serve me trying to like have a conversation. Like I almost want to know as little as possible.
Interesting. Yeah. What do you say? It's porch talk. So yeah, like we just walked up to each other, sat
Yeah,
down on the porch,
well, yeah,
pulled
we're
out
just
a
shooting.
beer and started talking. Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Or a coffee for those
Yeah,
who don't
yeah.
drink.
Or yeah, or a water, a Coca-Cola.
Or a big water.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That's
forgot
more
about
my
this.
speed. But well anyway, Bren, I'm gonna stop the recording here. Thank you again so much.
Thank you
Bren
so much
Holmes,
for
everybody.
having me.
Not Brent, it's Bren.
Bren. Bren isn't Brendan. Yeah, exactly. Just an abbreviation.
All right.
Cool. Thank you so much.